Imagine the United States in sheer chaos. Poverty is spread across the country, infrastructure is crumbling, the economy has fallen apart. This image is happening in Middle Eastern countries, specifically Lebanon and Jordan, as a result of the Syrian refugee crisis. It is our moral responsibility as American citizens and as a global superpower to accept more Syrian refugees. The Syrian refugee crisis is drastic and is affecting many Middle Eastern countries. In Lebanon, they have accepted over 1.1 million refugees. In Jordan, they have accepted over 600,000, while the United States has only accepted 10,000 refugees. We are clearly not doing our part in protecting both Middle Eastern countries and Syrian refugees. It is also affecting these countries' economies. According to the University of Oxford, the GDP of Lebanon, as a result of the Syrian refugee crisis, has decreased from 8.5% to 1.4%, and in Jordan, it has decreased from 5.5% to 2.7%. Clearly, these economies are suffering. Also, their infrastructure is crumbling. In Lebanon, they have a garbage crisis. The new population has been bringing trash in, and their current garbage system can no longer handle the new population's garbage rate. As a result, massive protests and political unrest have occurred in Lebanon. But not only are countries at stake, families' lives are at stake. This is Nuha and her family. Nuha has fled Hama, Syria, and is living in southern Beirut. She has 7 children and is pregnant with an 8th. Her husband has recently had a stroke, and she can no longer afford the medical costs it takes to take care of both Nuha and her husband, and as a result, her children will go hungry. She also feels unsafe in Lebanon. She says, "In Syria, our children were at home, not in the streets. Here, if they are late, we are worried. I feel unsafe in Lebanon." We must support these Syrian families. But what can we do as American citizens? We must politically protest and hold our politicians accountable for not doing their fair share in accepting Syrian refugees. We must also financially support organizations like the UN Refugee Agency or the World Food Program. These organizations provide the food, water, and shelter that these families need to survive. It is our moral responsibility as a global superpower to support the Syrian refugees. My father was a refugee from Lebanon, and he fled Lebanon during the Lebanese Civil War. If it weren't for the courage of American citizens and American politicians, my father and I would not be here today. These Syrian families are just like you and me. Just as our Declaration of Independence says, all men have certain unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We must give these Syrian refugees that right. We must fight to save their lives. Thank you.